Lexi. How are you?
Hi, Max. I'm doing well. We haven't seen each other in so long. As you may know, I'm in the medical field as a med tech, but it's kind
Mm-mm.
of hard and challenging because I have a hearing impairment. My priorities would have to be an inclusive and accessible workplace, equality. It would have to be very literate in the sciences, and it would be nice to have it be empowering to me. So, my educational background is Bachelor of Science in Medical Technology, and I actually already have job experience with 2 years in medtech.
I'm Max. I'm a queer creative. Wow. I am part of the LGBTQIA. Not gonna go into detail, pero siguro by the way I talk, you can kind of guess now. Um, like you, I also really want an inclusive workplace. However, I do also really want like an inclusive workplace.
Of course.
Yeah, I might not be facing like the same thing since where some people are still conservative, especially bosses. So that's kind of something I'm still after. And I was Bachelor of Arts in Communication, maybe not as fancy as your med tech, but it's still there. Don't worry, I'm still a very good creative. Um, but I don't really have that much experience. I'm more of like nakapag-internship lang ako, but nothing like actually serious na job.
So for disability rights score, the best countries are Indonesia, Vietnam, and Myanmar. The worst countries for that index is actually us, the Philippines. So let's factor in the migrant workers' access to financial services na. Singapore ranks first with a score of 97.55, Thailand at 2 at 95.58, Malaysia at 3 at 88.37, and the worst countries for the migrant workers' access to financial services is Cambodia, Laos, and Myanmar.
That's kind of expected from Myanmar, especially what they have going on. No?
Oh no. So, as someone with a hearing impairment, the disability rights score would be really important for me to factor in. With such a technical job that has high standards, it might be hard to find a job that steadily caters to me and my impairment. So, that's why I should factor in the migrant workers' access to financial services. Yes. So, considering I'm a woman also, it would be best and I would thrive in a workplace that empowers me. So, looking at the economic empowerment of women, we have Vietnam, Laos, and Singapore as the best options. Vietnam at rank 47 with a score of 83.19, Laos with a score of 83.19, and Singapore following after those two with a score of 75.22. So, the country, it would be best to be in a country that's very literate in reading, math,
Mm,
and science. So, the
mm-mm.
leading country for that is actually Singapore. They
Okay.
scored 90.79. And then following closely is Vietnam, 68.54. And then Malaysia with a score of 39.53. So it would be important to factor in the literacy in reading, math, and science since I'm in the medical field. So a
Mm-mm.
country ranking high in reading, math, and science would have more growth opportunities for me. Social protection. So seeing as I'm already in a new environment, it would already be better for me to have one less thing to worry about. So
Mm-mm.
the countries with the best score for social protection is Singapore with a score of 77.11, Indonesia with a score of 71.22, and Myanmar with 63.83. The worst countries to pick from for social protection is Laos, Cambodia, and Philippines. But a
Oh.
good score for market landscape is actually indicative of a good economy. And syempre, we would be able to benefit from working in a country with a good economy. So the best country for this would be Singapore with a score of 74.52, Malaysia following closely with 59.7, and Indonesia with 54.39. And then the worst countries for market landscape is us all the way at the bottom with 33.75. Above us, Cambodia with 37.55. And then above Cambodia and us, Brunei with a score of 37.98. So it would also be nice to factor in motivation towards achievement and success. A country with a high score indicates a society driven by competition, achievement, and success, with success being defined as the winner or the best in the field. But a low score in this dimension means that the dominant values in the society are caring for others and the quality of life. So the fundamental issue here is what motivates people wanting to be the best. So a country with a lower score more closely aligns with the idea that you get to create your own idea of success. 'Di ba? Very nice to factor in.
So
So the
true.
countries with the lowest score for motivation towards achievement and success is Thailand with a score of 34, Vietnam with a score of 40, and Singapore with a score of 48.
Mainly, I'm kind of looking for a gender equality inequality index. This to me is important since ayun nga, I'm part of the LGBTQIA, and it would be nice if I go to like a country where I'm gonna be accepted. Singapore, no one is surprised, is actually one of the best countries to go to with this. They rank 8 with the score of 0.031. That's very low, but that's also really
Yes.
high if you think about it. Malaysia with rank 48 and a score of 0.172, and Thailand score of rank of 73 and a score of 0.288. If I can't be free with my with how I express myself, how can I be free in my job? Percentage of firms with active gender equality policies. But Singapore, we're not surprised, it's there again at rank 2 with a score of 74.8, and Vietnam rank 3 with a score of 72.8. Cambodia being ranked 7, and Brunei being ranked 8, and Malaysia being ranked 9. And we also have the Creative Productivity Index. So, yeah, being AB Com Arts, that's really something that I'm striving for, like in the creative industry. And thankfully, Laos, I'm surprised because Laos here is not really, it wasn't really the most accepting in terms of gender equality. But, anyways, Laos ranks number 1 in terms of creative productivity index, Singapore being number 2 again, and then Malaysia being number 3. So, siguro, pwede ang Malaysia. Maybe they just have like a certain standard in the workplace, but it's
Yes.
good pala naman in creativity, like in their industry. So that's okay. To the extent of market dominance, ayun nga, like you said, the market really helps out in showing the economical status of a country. So when it comes to like the extent of market dominance, siguro this is more of like how the market is kind of accepting or how the market works properly in terms of like accepting
Mhm.
new migrants or since creativity, the creative index, it doesn't get the best like salaries, but if the
Yeah,
market for the
yeah,
creativity
that's
index
true.
is good, and the chances are I'll probably also get a relatively good salary as well.
Yes.
Here we have Indonesia with rank 20, Vietnam rank 26, and Singapore being 31. Some people consider people with disabilities as a minority, which since you do have a hearing impairment, as far as I'm
Yes.
aware, you can benefit from this statistics then. So Singapore, of course,
Thank
is there with
you.
the rank 16. But yeah, Singapore ranks fourth, which is good. Singapore is looking really good right now, I gotta say.
Yes.
Brunei ranking
Yes.
35. Malaysia ranking 44. Malaysia's also looking good right now. I think it
Ma'am.
also I think it also covers like my workmates. So chances are if there's like a high chance or like a high rank, I'll probably have a lot of like accepting or I'll have workmates that are like on par with my identity and how I like express myself. So I won't really feel alone. But social mobility, the first here is Singapore. We're not surprised. A lot of people go from rags to riches in Singapore, as far as I've heard. So for the individualism, I was thinking kasi, okay, as an independent girly,
True.
Vietnam at 30 and then Thailand at 19. O, diba?
Considering all the factors we looked at, my top four countries would definitely have to be Singapore, Vietnam, Malaysia, and Indonesia.
But I
Mm,
picked Singapore, Malaysia, and Vietnam. So
as a woman who also has so many other problems, I don't want for that to be something I have to worry about. What about for you, Max?
for me, sa Singapore, top one, it would be their creative productivity index. Kasi I don't know if you noticed, but people don't really give a lot of priority to creatives anymore. 'Di ba? Kasi may AI
Yeah.
na, and they think na parang,
Okay.
humanities yan, arts yan, you won't get much money. So they don't invest as much as like, I don't know, medicine.
Okay.
Yeah. See you na lang.
See you,
Sige.
Max. Thank you.
Bye! Thank you. Thank you.